5, and I was just miserable. Like, I had no free time in myself. I probably got like 3 hours of sleep a night. It honestly was just miserable. I wanted time for myself. So, and I needed extra money, even though I was still working those 3 jobs. So I figured, why not do it? And I just got started as soon as I messaged Michaela. That's pretty much it.
That's so awesome. Okay, how long ago did you join? When did you join?
So I joined in February, middle of February.
Okay, awesome. So you were working 3 jobs.
Yes.
Wow. Okay, are you working 3 jobs still?
No. So I'm working one. I have about like a month and a half left at that job, and then I'm done.
Woo!
So
That's
with the
exciting.
other ones, yeah.
That's so exciting. Okay, so and how old are you?
I'm 20.
Okay, 20, working 3 jobs, doing this at first, and like 7 months in, and you're freaking doing the thing. So, I know like so Bree is like she enrolled, she can like freaking enroll DTs. Like you inspire me. So tell us about tell us how it feels to enroll distributors but like get fast starts. Like what do fast, obviously we all get paid, you know, our commissions, whether I mean you're executive, Ruby, Emerald, Diamond, whatever, like we're making that couple extra $100 a month, which is literally why we started, right? So like tell us about, you know, your fast starts and what you're doing with them and how it's helped you so far in the last 7 months.
So fast starts are like majority of my money right now. I get super excited. Like when I enroll distributors, obviously I'm super excited to get them started. And not only am I helping them, but I'm helping myself get more money. So it's kind of like a win-win type of thing. So yeah, that's like my number one thing is like enrolling distributors, because not only are you gonna get customers from them, but you're gonna get like customers yourself. You know what I mean? So you're both winning at the same time. So that's pretty great. Um, Fast start wise, I'm just killing it with the fast starts, like distributors, all that. It's just super exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean that fast starts are literally the greatest thing ever created. You don't need to be, you know, I feel like so many of us get caught up in like promoting and wanting like to promote every single month, which is great. You should feel that way, but you know, we tend to get discouraged if maybe we don't hit a goal like our promotion goal every single month. Like it's just not realistic. But you don't need to be a diamond, for example, to be making a full-time income with this business. Like you should be
Yeah.
making a minimum steps to success of $300 worth of fast starts a month, and that's just minimum, right? So I know Bria, you've enrolled like 5 or 6, you know, making $500 and $600 just in fast starts a month, just in fast starts. So if you're a Ruby making $400 or $500, you know, your first month, for example, you know, your Ruby check is going to be growing as you're pushing to promote to Emerald and to Diamond, which is great. So let's say your first month as a Ruby you're making $350, and then your second month you make $450, and you're still a Ruby, right? But you're also making, let's say you make $400 in fast starts. That's almost $900. That's not almost
Right.
$900. You know, so it adds up. You know, fast starts are everything, and we get paid to enroll distributors and to enroll customers, right? So if you guys don't know this, fast starts are the most and the quickest amount of money that you're going to be making until you know, get to you know, at least Ruby for a few months, or Emerald and Diamond, of course, and above. So fast starts are everything. They're amazing. I say this to everyone. I tell everyone I was paying my bills, guys, in fast starts, making a triple check. I was a triple at the time, getting a triple income commissions, but I was still being able to pay my bills in fast starts. Think about that. Like that's amazing. It's amazing. Okay. Bree, hold yourself there. Don't move. Marlene, I'm trying to find you. Oh, I see you. I'm going to mute you, Bree. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
How are you?
Good.
Looking gorgeous as always.
Thank you.
Okay, tell us a little bit, again, just, a little bit about your story. I know yours is going to be very different too, which is great. So we all have different stories here. My cat. Do you see my cat right now?
No.
Another distraction. Tell us a little about your story, when you joined, why you joined, and, all that shebang.
All right. So my name's Marlene, and I joined about 2 years. It'll be exactly 2 years in November. So the reason I joined was just because, like, at the time I was a full-time student. I'm still a full-time student right now, but I was also working retail, and I was just really unhappy with it. And I was going through that phase where, like, I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I was just going through the motions of, like, what you're supposed to do. And that's when you started following me, and, like, I was watching your story, and I was just, like, so inspired because, like, literally everything you were saying, like being depressed or feeling lost or all of that anxiety and stuff, like, I could relate to. So it kind of, like, pushed me to want to, like, join more, just because, like, I would see how you went from, like, making an extra $500 to then making 10K and 30K. And I was like, wow, like, I don't have to stay in this situation. Like, there's something out there better for me. And that's what kind of pushed me to join. And that's why I joined, just because, like, I was tired of, like, being unhappy, but, like, being okay with being unhappy. So I was like, it's time for me to do it. Like I can't be watching all these people, like, like, I want to be a part of it. So that's what made me want to join. And yeah.
Do you remember how long you were watching me for, or how long we were talking before?
I want to say, like, at least 3 months. I'm not, like, I don't remember the exact number, but I know it's for, like, a while. Like, I would always see your posts, and, like, because I know someone who's done this before, like, I was kind of familiar with it, but at the same time didn't know much about it. Mm-hmm. So, like, I knew you could be successful with it, but I was always, like, kind of like, oh, well, like, I don't know if I'll be successful. Like, I'm such a shy person, like, that I was like, how am I going to message all these people? Or, like, how am I going to, like, I only had, like, under 200 followers on Instagram. And I was like, how the heck am I going to, like, get followers? Like, most of the people were following for high school that I didn't even talk to. So I was like, but at the end of the day, I was just kind of like, once you, like, reached out to me, I was like, I took it as a sign from God. I was like, okay, like, this is your time. Like, you have to do it. Like, you've been watching her, like, you have to. So I just, like, I think it took me, like, a couple of days though, because I was like, I wanted it, but I was still hesitant. And then I finally just did it. And yeah, best decision ever.
I love that. So a few things you mentioned was, like, how you connected to my posts, right? So
yeah.
A lot of people, being new, it's some people, like, it's just so easy to just, like, jump right in. You're posting all the time. It's great. Or, I get other people all the time who they're nervous to post, mm-hmm. or they don't know what to post, right? Or maybe they're, like, overthinking and they're like, well, like, I don't want to say that because people are going to think that, and there's, like, you're just nervous, and that's totally completely normal. Like, that was me.
Mm-hmm.
I overthought everything. Like, I always, like, I'll be completely honest, I always just cared way too freaking much what other people would think, right? But what people relate to is struggle. And I've been, I say this a lot, I truly think that it's harder for people being at the top of the company, because we do have success, and we do, it's not something that we hide, make a lot of money. People don't necessarily relate to that, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, you said that I inspired you with the money that I was making, but the first thing that you said was that, I was being real and raw, and I was talking, about my anxiety and depression and just being me. And that doesn't mean you guys have to go out there and talk about your freaking personal issues. Like, you don't have to do that, but just being real, something so simple as, like, talking. You don't need success, right, in order to attract people. People relate to that struggle. So, for example, talking about, oh my God, I used to talk about all the time how every time I walked in the grocery store, like that feeling I get where I have to like really think about what I put in my cart. Like I have to really think about that, even though I have a list and I'm looking for like the cheapest option. But like I want to eat healthier and I want organic or grass-fed stuff, right? And that like something so like silly sometimes, like that is what is really going to connect with people, because it's not silly. You should be able to buy organic food. You should be able to buy grass-fed food, which is, some things are very expensive, like, and groceries are not cheap. We go to Costco all the time. I don't think I've ever walked out without spending like less than $200. But like we need toilet paper, we need paper towels, like we need to survive. And although a lot of us love, we're big dreamers and maybe we want like to build our own house or like to get our dream car, what really truly matters for all of us starting is literally just being able to take a weight off of our shoulders and not stress about swiping our freaking card every time we need gas or groceries. So yeah, that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. Maddie, I'll be back around. Marlene. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. It was so nice seeing you in Florida.
I know. It was fun.
Okay. Same thing. Share your story a little bit and we'll go from there.
Okay. So I joined back in February. I didn't start working till like April though. I was ghosting them for quite a while, but I started because Dom messaged me on Instagram about products. I gave her my phone number. I ghosted her for products, like deleted her number, just didn't want anything to do with it. And then I like kept following her on Instagram. So I kept watching how she made $500 a month. She would say that like in her caption, like if you want to make an extra $500 a month, like drop an emoji. And so I dropped an emoji. She texted me, and then I still kind of put it off. I was a little bit skeptical of it. I was like, I kind of want to try the coffee. So if I get free samples of coffee in my box, like sounds good, sign me up. And then like I started hearing about how people made like more than $500 a month. And that was really important to me because I'm a full-time nursing student, and working full-time as like while going to school for nursing is like probably the worst thing you could ever do to yourself. And I didn't want to do that anymore. And so, I just went along with the $500 and we're on our way to more. So
heck yeah, girl. Okay. So a few things that like all of you guys are mentioning that's pretty repetitive is like all of you joined because of your enrollers posting, whether or not they reached out to you first or you just saw a post and reached out to them first. It doesn't matter because you all mentioned these posts that your enroller was consistently posting, right? So write it down, right? Write it down, consistently posting every day. And also talking about your goals, talking about what you're going to do, talk about what you've done, right? So I don't know if your enroller was even, making $500 a month then. Maybe she was, maybe she wasn't. Maybe she was claiming that goal, right? Or same with me and Marlene watching me. Like, I don't even remember. I think I was maybe a diamond or a double when she joined. I'm not sure, or triple. It doesn't really matter. But it's merely about talking about what you're doing, how it makes you feel, how you're excited, and what you're going to freaking do with it when you get it, and then what you're going to do after that. You're going to do more, right? So I don't care if you guys have made, hold on one second. I don't care if you guys have made $25 with this company. You freaking talk about how you can buy your hydrate for free because of the business and how it makes you feel so amazing, and you get to help people while helping yourself at the same time, and you don't have to pay for freaking products. Like, you know what I'm saying? It can be anything. You can talk about how you could looking at my printer on the floor, how you're able to buy printer paper and you don't have to worry about it. Like, I don't care what it is. It sounds so corny, but talk about it. Like, people relate to those things, right? And then also I thought your story was hilarious because you're all skeptical. You deleted her phone number. You're so funny. Thank you for being honest, because I'm sure so many people on here probably did the same thing. And I was the complete opposite, where I didn't know what, I was like, yeah, sure, let's do it, let's make money, like over my head. Not like, I didn't even take a second to be skeptical, because I didn't know what it was to begin with. But that just goes to show we all come from, like, we're all out there, right? But it doesn't matter if you're skeptical, doesn't matter if you have no idea what you're doing. And I'm talking about your potentials wise, like, we're all out there. So what is important is consistently posting about it, so, okay. I love that. And I can just go on forever, but I really need to stop. Consistency, write it down, circle it, underline it. Okay. Hold, stay put. We're going to go back to Bree. Okay. Bree, I'm back. Okay. All right. So when you first started, it must have been like super easy for you to just like fit this in your schedule, and it just like worked perfectly for you, right?
Not at all. No.
Kind of a trick question.
Yeah. You want me to talk about that and how hard?
I mean, if you got something on your mind, say it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people always say like they don't have time for it or whatever the case may be, but like working 3 jobs, I got up at 3 a.m. and I worked until 9. I had school 9:30 to 4:45, and then I worked 5 to 11. So like any 5 minutes that I had on my lunch break, like I would send messages. If I had, like, I would run to the bathroom and hide in the bathroom for 10 minutes and answer messages. Like any time that I had, I would just make it work. And if I lost more sleep to get things done, like even if it was 30 minutes, then I would do that.
Wow. Okay. So you worked 3 a.m. to 9 a.m. And then you went to school, and then you worked 5 to 11.
Yeah.
How did you survive?
I
my
honestly couldn't tell you.
So
I got like 3 hours of sleep a night. It was terrible.
Yeah, which is crazy, because how many we all either work part-time jobs or have whatever before, right? And when you go and get your job and you talk to your boss and they tell you when you need to be in and when you need to leave, you do it. You set your freaking alarm 17 times because you're scared you're not going to wake up and you're going to get fired. And you get to work, whether you're on your high horse or you're hungover or you're freaking depressed, and you go because that's what you need to do. So what is the difference with this business? It's absolutely nothing, except the fact that the investment that you're putting in is going to help your income grow over time for you to be able to one day soon choose to set your alarm in the morning or not set your alarm in the morning, or put your alarm on so that you can sleep an extra hour so you're not killing your immune system and your body, or not. Like for me, that was one of the biggest things. And this is going back to the small stuff that people relate to, for me, I struggled with anxiety and depression, and I got tested for sleep apnea, super random, and I have it, and sleep regardless. Like I'm sure, I don't know anyone who doesn't love their sleep. For me, like when I wake up every single morning now, I close my eyes and I thank God that if I need to take another hour, like I can do that, like 7-8 hours every single night, maybe if we need it. We're all different. Like that is something that's just like, you can do it. But when I first started, and just like Bree, and I'm sure Marlene and Maddie and many of you on here, it takes hard freaking work to get there though, right? So when I was pushing for diamond, pushing for double, pushing for triple, and even till this day, there are days where I sacrifice my freaking sleep, even though I don't want to. But if and when I need to, I have the ability to be able to do that because I've invested my time in order to have that, you know? So that's so funny you said in the bathroom, because I get texts all the time, like Amy Mackler, if you're on here, she texted me, it was like last week or the week before, she's like, I literally just ran to the bathroom inside distributor up, I cannot talk, at work in 5 minutes. I was like, wow, that's amazing. Like, that's so awesome. Like, you just run to the bathroom, you know? I always use the boyfriend analogy when you guys, like, when you like first started dating someone and you're up till freaking 5 a.m. texting them or on FaceTime or whatever, and you're like in class texting, or like you're like doing something important with someone, you're just like texting them on the side, like, is literally no different. Well, it shouldn't be different. You should feel that way. You should feel excited and in love with your business, you know? So we all sacrifice things to do what we love because the reward is just so amazing. But Bree, do you have I guess, like, what's your best advice for anyone who's new, like right now or within their first few months, who are struggling with, you know, quote unquote time management? Like, what is your best advice for them?
Honestly, anytime you have, like, even if it's 5 minutes, like, you have 5 minutes, go answer some texts, go follow some people, like, have somebody host a post for you. It's anything, like, anything can help. And it may not seem like a lot, but over time, like, if you add all those 5 minutes up, you're gonna, like, you know what I mean? It's gonna help out in the long run. So, like, even if it's 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, you're still gonna get the work done throughout the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's income producing activities, right? So, you know, when you're putting in the work, like, are you planting seeds, right? Or are you just scrolling? You need to be getting out messages, and you need to be getting numbers to your phone, right? You should be focusing on who is answering you, like how many people are answering you, or how many numbers you're getting. So you're not just scrolling aimlessly through social media, wasting your freaking time, right? So I love that. That's awesome. Use your 5 minutes, guys. Like, even doing this full time, sometimes it's hard for me to find 5 minutes, right? So we're all busy. You're not alone, but how bad do you want this? You know, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. So you can find it if you want it. Okay. Hold tight, Marlene. Hey.
Hi.
Okay, so I can't do the trick question again because you guys caught on to that. But what are some things that you do or you did do? I'm sure it's the same thing, you know, with fitting this into your schedule. And maybe talk a little bit about, like, how your schedule was too, or still is.
All right, so my schedule definitely has changed just because I've had to learn how to manage my time wisely. Because when I first joined, like, I wasn't really consistent with posting because, like, I was, like, obviously a full-time student. I was, like, the president of the business economics club at school, and I still had to, like, work out, you know, 2 hours a day, you know. So for me, it was learning how to make sure that I made time for it. Because, like, I feel like in the beginning, I did overthink it a lot. Like, I would feel like I don't have time to message people, or, like, I don't have time to take pictures and edit and come up with captions. So as I've gone on, for me, I've had to learn to, like, kind of take advice from, like, YouTubers or influencers, and, like, get apps that, like, help you, like, you know, plan out your post in advance. So I would start taking, like, every Sunday, I would make sure that I would get up super early, do my makeup, take a bunch of photos, edit them, and then plan them out. So I knew exactly, you know, what I had to post throughout the week, so that when I was in school, I could focus on school. But all I had to do was take those, like, 5 seconds to post the post that I already planned for that day, grab the caption that I already saved in my, you know, in my little notes in my phone, copy and paste it, and it's done. And so for me, that's what I've kind of learned to do and utilize so that I'm successful and not using any excuse to why as I can't post or can't message. And, like, I've learned to, like, you know, like, just message whenever I can, like, don't overthink it. Like she said, you have 5 minutes, do it like walking into class, or if the teacher is like, you know, giving us a break, I'll message people, and I just try to like take advantage of every hour and just get those messages out. Even if I won't be able to respond till the end of the day, I just want to take advantage of it every hour and send those 10 messages so that I can, you know, reach as many people as possible.
I love
Yeah.
that. That's so good. And girl, you go to the gym for 2 hours a day? Heck yeah.
Yeah.
I wish we lived closer. Anyways, so that's something we were actually, Marley and I were talking about the other day, is something that is so simple. And if you guys don't do this already, it will literally change everything for you. Choose a day out of your week to freaking put makeup on, or make yourself, you know, you look good, you feel good, right? It's not a secret. So do what you got to do to, like, you know, feel your best, and change your outfit like 4 times. You might work up a little sweat, but you can take millions of photos. Like, think about it, within an hour, right? You put your phone like on the edge of your windowsill and have the light hit you and put a timer on and take a freaking photo. Do a bunch of boomerangs with different products each time too. Like, move around in your house with each outfit so that it's, you know, a different setting. I mean, you could have a stock amount of photos for you to post that will take you an hour, right? Something that is so simple. And I get, like, guys, I don't want any of you telling me, like, I don't have time, I don't travel like you do, my life is boring, all I do is go to school and work. What the heck do you think I did for the first 2 years of my business? And what the heck do you think I do now? Yes, I do travel a lot more, but I do my hair and makeup way less than I did when I didn't do this full time. Okay, so this is how I look normally now. So I think it's actually harder for me to do that and take a bunch of pictures now than it was, you know, before I was, you know, I had more freedom and I wasn't working or going to school as much. So embrace it. You know, you might be a little, you know, you just, when you're out with your friends and family, just be like, oh, let's take a pic, right? If Stacy Harner is on here, go follow her. Her pictures, phenomenal. You can take a photo with when you're out doing anything, literally anything, and you can post about it, right? So I am not huge with the marketing aspect of things. I've never been into that, or pictures or any of that. I'm super awkward when I have to take them, but I just do it because I know we have to do it, right? That's what we do every single day. Again, you can't go to your job and tell your boss, well, I don't have time to do that, or I'm not used to doing that, or I don't know what to do. Like, you just figure it out. You ask for help, or you just do it anyways, because you got to do it. And the more you post, the more people are going to come to you. And I can guarantee that, guys. Okay. I also wrote down what you said is managing your time wisely. That's it. Like, it's just about prioritizing, guys, you know, and it's about little habits that you can fix. Like, anything that is time wasting, you know, if you're watching freaking Netflix all the time, like, as you're watching, like, watch your Netflix, but as you're watching it, make stories. Or as you're watching it, follow a bunch of people. As you're watching it, send messages out, right? Like, you need to be multitasking if you're going to be doing things that are time wasting, right? But you should still do what you love to do, but sometimes you just gotta sacrifice it because it's so worth it. So freaking worth it. Okay, thank you so much. That was awesome. Maddie, hello.
Hello.
Okay, so same thing for you. You know, talk about maybe your schedule when you first joined, if it's changed, you know, how you kind of went through the transition of, you know, figuring out how to freaking just do it.
Yeah. So when I first started, like I said, I'm a full-time student. So I was taking full credits at my college. So, I mean, I was doing that, and then I worked almost 35 to 40 hours a week at a plasma donation center. I was a phlebotomist, so that means I put needles in people. I did not like it at all. But now that I have started the business, at first it was a little bit rocky. Like I didn't really know exactly like how to set a schedule for myself. But now I like know exactly what works for me. So for me, waking up in the morning, I wake up like 10 minutes earlier and I just message like 30, 40 people whenever Instagram like temporarily blocks me. I just like stop. But then throughout my day, I'll go back and I'll message 25 people probably every hour. And it's not like I have a timer or anything, but I just like know that if I'm sitting there doing nothing on my phone, it like drives me crazy because I'm like scrolling through and I'm like, wow, I could really be making money right now. Like this, I'm an awful person. So then I'll stop scrolling and I'll just message a few people. And I can even go back to scrolling if I want to. And then at night, I make sure that I follow 100 to 200 people right before I go to bed so that the next morning when I wake up, I have 30, 40 brand new followers. And it's all about just like keeping yourself accountable because you are in control of how much money you make. And if you're sitting there scrolling through Pinterest or Facebook, which I catch myself doing all the time, just remind yourself about like how much money you're losing every time you like scroll on your phone. Like one picture that you like on Facebook of that funny person that's going viral literally is not worth it compared to how much you could be making like in the business. Like send 25 messages, put the shortcut on your keyboard because it takes 2 seconds to send out like 30 messages. And most of the time I get quite a few like responses back every hour. And then you're constantly working without even feeling like you're doing anything.
Mm-hmm. I love that so much. And, you know, I've been talking about this a lot. You know, so many people think that how this business works is you get up, get ready, go to school or work, or get out, go to the other one, school or work, come home, then work your business. That's not how this works. Not at all. You have to be working your business throughout your day. And if there's people on here thinking, well, I work a 9 to 5 and I can't touch my phone once, you're not alone. There's millionaires in this company who were nurses working 12-hour shifts and you cannot be on your phone. You know, I have a ton of girls on my team who have had full-time jobs till this day who are top leaders who cannot be on their phone while they're working. Amy Mackler, I brought her up before. She's a teacher. She cannot be on her phone. I told you she went to the bathroom for 5 minutes and she signed a distributor, right? Obviously, like not, you know, signing in 5 minutes, but you can be doing something within 5 freaking minutes, right? So for example, you know, are you using your products throughout the day when you're at school, when you're at work, like when you're at the gym, you better be drinking Hydrate or the greens, right? Or, you know, don't make your coffee before you go to work, but that's really hard. That'd be really hard for me. Or try like, you know, if you have another coffee or if you can wait, make your coffee at work so people are there seeing that, you know, or at school, like you know, embrace them, right? At lunch, you know, use your fat fighters, use your thermal fight, purposely do it in front of people, right? You don't have to be like, look at this, like, look, I'm drinking, just like nonchalantly use your products, right? That's when people are curious, you know? I mean, it's like when you go out to eat, I mean, it might just be me because I'm probably not alone, but you know, when like meals come out and they're like delivering it next to you, I'm like super nosy, like looking at what they got, and I'm like so curious. Or, you know, if I'm with a group of people, like I always want a bite of every person's food that's there and I want to try everything. Like it's the same thing with our products. Like people are very curious and people are very nosy. So you don't need to be on your phone 24/7 throughout the day. You shouldn't be, right? So just using your time wisely like that. And you're going to school full time, working 35 to 40 hours. Wow, that's a lot. And you were finding time, right? And now you have some more free time too. So it friggin' pays off.
Well, I even work at the hospital now and I do 12-hour shifts. And I've found that I've signed more customers working 12 hours a day because that motivates me to make up for lost time. And I work at the hospital, so I'm not supposed to be on my phone, but I have an Apple Watch that gives me notifications so I can voice text back to people. I can run to the bathroom. Like they don't care if you go to the bathroom for 5 or 10 minutes. Like that's nothing. And I just fit it into like I've lived every lifestyle. I've had so many jobs. I've worked at a salon as a receptionist. I've worked at the hospital. Like I've done it through everything.
Yeah, exactly. And you're doing it right now too. And obviously, you know, you're being successful and you're seeing results, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So you brought something up about posting, and then Marlene and I were talking about it too. You know, you guys don't need professional pictures, okay? Like, brighten your photo, take a photo outside, or like I said, facing your window, and make sure it's semi good lighting, and make sure like it's just not blurry, right? So, and you can simply use an editing app that you can get for free. There's millions of them out there, and just brighten up your photo a little bit, right? You don't need a preset. If you want one, that's totally cool, because I love mine, but do not stress. Like, we didn't have any of this stuff when I started, or I feel like it's changed even like just a year ago, you know, but you don't need that to be successful. And this likes thing, like, guys, the amount of likes that you get they don't equal to dollar signs. Okay. I promise you, if you got 0 likes on your photo, but you had a crap ton of followers, people see your photos, right? I get so many people who reach out to me. I'm like, who the heck are you? They're like, I've been watching you for so long. I've like been seeing your posts. I'm like, I have never talked to you. I've never seen you like a post. Like, who are you? They've just been following me and they haven't been interacting with me, right? But I'm being consistent with my posting, and I know people are watching even though they're not reaching out, or maybe I haven't talked to them yet, right? So super, super, super important. Thank you so much. That was awesome. Okay. Bree, what are some of your, or just not some of, what are your daily non-negotiables?
Things I do every day. So I'm at least following like minimum 100 people a day. Messaging wise, it kind of depends on the day. I'll try to fit it in here and there. Again, probably over 100 people a day, at least, if I'm messaging people. I try to get at least 15 numbers a day. So that's a daily like goal that I try to get. That's the majority of it. Posting on my story, I post every day, no matter what. That's a must. Not every day on my actual like wall or whatever, but every day on my story, whether it be like a life post, like post about the products, whatever it may be, there's always something on my story.
Okay, awesome. What do you think is the most important thing, you know, out of these daily non-negotiables that have helped you really, you know, produce and see results?
Definitely getting people's numbers. I feel like it's more of like a one-on-one type of thing. It's not just on social media. You're kind of getting that like personal connection, I guess you could say. Every time I feel like I get a number, it's always like a step closer to having like them join the team, them get a product, something. It's definitely growing seeds, because then they have my personal contact information. So I feel like getting their number has definitely helped me more than just messaging on social media.
Okay, I love that. And I love how you said you, like, your goal, you're like a minimum of 100 messages a day, but then you said like 15 numbers. And I love that, because I preach it all the time when people ask me like, well, like, you know, you enroll so much, like, how many messages are you getting out? Like, you know, how many posts, stories, whatever. And I'm like, you know what you need to be doing, the task, post, message, add, follow up, whatever. You know, you all know what you need to be doing, right? It's about getting those numbers, right? So for example, let's say one day I message 100 people and maybe I get 2 numbers, right? Some days I'll message 50 people and I'll get 7 numbers, right? So for me, it's about results, right? And that should be for everyone. You know what I'm saying? And for getting people's numbers, and maybe you guys talk on DM. It's the same thing. You know, it's about how many people can you get to answer you before you go to bed that are interested, right? So we say it's a numbers game. So some days, you know, your DM's gonna be flooded, and other days, you know, I put in the freaking work and maybe I don't see the results that I wanted, but I know that when I go to bed, I'm happy because I know that I did what I needed to do that day. And although I didn't get the results that I wanted, I know that it's going to pay off in the near future, right? Because how many people don't answer your DM or say no, and then like a month later or maybe like 2 days later, they see a post or a story and they're like, hey, like, what's this cleanse you keep talking about? You know, or hey, like I saw you post, you know, about making extra income, and like I really need to make an extra income, right? So super, super, super important. Love that. Thank you. Maddie? No. Marlene? Did I skip Marlene? Skipped you. Marlene?
Yeah.
Hi. Okay, so same thing for you. What are your daily and non-negotiables?
All right. So for me, because I recently have started like a second Instagram account. So for me, I have to post on both Instagram accounts. Like I have to post on my page and my story. But when it comes to my story, I have to be posting. I do it more than once. So I like to do it like at least 5 times a day. So I'm constantly showing up on people's feeds. So I don't care if it's like one, you know, like a couple slides can be about, you know, product, and then the others can just be like me at the library studying or me using the product, which I have to, like, I try to make sure that I always show me using the, like making the keto coffee or me taking my Thermify X, just because I do use the product and I want to make sure that I'm showing people that I actually use it and I don't just say I do, because I feel like some people feel like, oh, she talks about it but she doesn't really use it, or they feel like they never see you like use it yourself. So I try to make sure I always do, so that like people can see that I'm using it and being consistent. So then when I do show them my results, they'll be like, oh, like she really, you know, does use the product, and then they feel more comfortable and trust me more. And then I can always like get them to like add more product. I definitely make sure to follow up every single day. I do this with like obviously the people that I messaged the day before, like so people who didn't respond to me, or like I even like to follow up with people who are like where I was trying to become potential loyal customers, but like didn't want to. So then I'll like do follow-ups for them to like become distributors. So I'll be like, oh, like I know you weren't interested in the product, but like have you ever thought about making extra income? I also try to switch off from like some days I'll just do follow-ups on like my DMs, and sometimes I'll just go through my phone and old messages and look through and see any potential that I'm like, you know what, let's see. Because for me, I try to remember that there's someone out there like me who was too scared to ask but needs this. So I feel like sometimes there's loyal customers who like don't need the product or say they don't, but like could use the extra income. And so I try to message at least 100 and more people a day. I follow at least 200 just because I personally notice that when I follow 200, I likely get like at least 100 new followers every single day, which is what I like to do personally. And then every single night before I go to bed, obviously I message people, but then I also make sure to be active. So I like to like people's photos and like comment on them, and then make sure that I go through every single comment on my posts and that I comment back and spam them and show them love, so that when I do finally message someone, it's like they're kind of familiar with me because I haven't just been a ghost, and they can like kind of know who I am, and then they're more likely to want to help me out or, you know, do the host a post because they've seen me like be kind and like show love to them. But yeah, for me, basically it's just doing every single one of the steps of success every single day, and just kind of like doing it a little extra for every step, just because like I know that for where I want to go, like I can't do the same work that I did the year before or like the months before. Like I have to be putting in more effort. And so yeah, that's basically what I do every single day. I also try to like make time, like I try to wake up at 6 a.m. so that I have hours before I go to class, and just put in that extra effort so that I know like, okay, I have a busy day, but I'm gonna wake up an hour earlier or go to bed like an hour later so that I can get those messages or be active or whatever it is that I need to get done on my list.
Mm-hmm. I love that. Those are really good. Bye, babe. Bye. Okay. I wrote down so much as you were talking. So super important, using the products. People need to know that you're using the products, right? So you need to use products. It's just like, you can't expect to sell products if you're not using them, right? That's a non-negotiable. And like, when I did a boomerang of Aaron and I choosing celery the other day, did a boomerang of like my hydrate tonight on the treadmill, like literally so simple. And in the morning or making breakfast, I'm spending time with Aaron, but I'm still getting away with like working and being with him by doing that. I'm working out, took a boomerang. I'm working out, but I'm also still working at the same time, right? So little things like this that make it super easy to, do it throughout your busy day and your busy schedule. I loved how you said you follow up in your DMs. Think about how many people you miss. Guys, like, I feel like a lot of it is because, you're sending out a message, you're like, oh, I sent out a message, I'll just wait for them to come back to me again. No, don't wait for them. Like, please don't wait. You are doing a disservice if you do. And especially because of what Marlene just said, like, think about how she was nervous to reach out. She was nervous to do that. And if I never did, she would not be here right now, which is absolutely insane. It blows my mind and makes my heart so warm and happy right now, because if I did not freaking reach out to her, she would not be here right now. And that makes me feel amazing, so I love that. And if you guys did not get what she said about reaching out with past followers that she mentioned, I did not even think of this. So I would send that message with you saying, like, hey girl, I know you're not interested in trying products right now, but I was wondering if you ever thought about like using the products while making an income instead, or making an extra income from your phone or whatever. Like, I use that as a follow-up in my text for people that I've texted before, about products. But tell me if I'm wrong, Marlene, but you said that you use that as a follow-up to people that you've messaged in DMs who didn't answer you.
Yeah, sometimes I do, just because, like I said, like, sometimes, like, I feel like I forget, like, there's someone out there who, like, yeah, she might have not been interested when I first reached out or whatever, or, like, I just always feel like I try to remember, like, there's the me out there and I need to, like, get her. So, like, I need to, like, message as many people as I can, and not, because I feel like I used to be afraid to reach out for distributors. Like, I used to think I'm never going to get a distributor. Like, how am I going to? And, like, now it's, like, the easiest thing for me, because all I do is just live post and, I just do follow-ups. And a lot of the time it's like people who, were like supposed to be loyal customers, or I never thought would want to, but like, those are the people, usually it's like the people you would least expect to want to. So I feel like I try to always make sure and like message people.
I love that so much. And it's so true, because guys, how many times, maybe you haven't even heard this, but you're probably going to hear it a lot, just because like a no doesn't mean no forever. It just means no right now. There's so many people who, have said no, 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 no. And it's not because they hate you or they think you're dumb or like any of that. It's because they're not ready in their time of life right now to do this. Right. So like, you're allowed to feel a little butthurt for like 30 seconds. If someone is like, I'm not interested, stop following up with me, or I'm not interested, no thanks, bye. Like, okay, I give you 10 seconds to be like, oh, well, that stinks, but move freaking on, because she's watching your post now. And when they're ready, you're still going to be there posting and she's going to come to you. So, well, what I'm emphasizing is, hopefully it's not one of you who decide to quit and give up, because all those people that you reached out to, PLCs and PGTs who said no to you, guess what? They're going to go to someone else who decided to stay and be consistent and keep posting and not give up and not let no's, or discouragement hold them back. Right. So I get so many people who come to me and say, hey, I'm interested in the business, but the girl I was talking to doesn't do it anymore. And I'm like, let's talk, girl. Like, what's up? What do you want to do? You want to sign up as a distributor, a customer? Like, will the girl tell you? And half the time the girl did all the work for me, right? They did all the work for me. Love that so much. Let's see. Also, like, y'all, this is what I don't get. We message, everyone knows that, like, we message mainly, you know, to get customers, right? Obviously we get them from our posts too and our stories, but you know, we message no problem to get customers. Like, what is the difference for distributors? There's literally no difference whatsoever. Like, there's a reason why I've enrolled more than 10 distributors every single month for the last 3.5 years, is because, like, I'm messaging for customers, so why not message for distributors? You know, like, and it just doesn't, like, to me, it's just so normal. You guys have to reach out, and you cannot be afraid to reach out, because, again, you're doing a freaking disservice if you're not doing that, because there's so many people freaking crying themselves to sleep praying for an opportunity like this. Okay. My mouth is dry. That was amazing. Thank you, Marlene. Maddie. Oh, I don't think okay. All right. Same thing for you. What are your non-negotiables?
For sure. So this has actually recently changed since I went to Green Carpet, which, by the way, y'all need to go to conference.
Sorry.
But one thing that someone said was that one of their non-negotiables was that they posted them making their coffee every single morning, whether that was on a live or just a video, like a new video every single day, whether you're talking or not, you need to make a video of you making your coffee. So I've started doing that for my celery and my coffee every single morning. I don't leave my house until I post a video of me making both of them. And I've also started to try and do more live videos, whether that's on Facebook or Instagram, and just, like, be able to tell people about what I'm doing, whether if it's if I'm rapping, if I'm making a coffee, like, explaining what's going on, and then kind of being a little bit more personal and being able to answer questions right on the spot. I think those are pretty cool. But like I said earlier, I message a ton of people when I first wake up. I follow people at night, so that I feel like most people will be just sitting on their phones like at night before they go to bed, and then they'll see like someone followed them and like, ooh, who's that? And since I'm private, like, they'll follow me to see who it is. And then if I wait till morning and then I approve it, like that, they'll have the whole rest of their day to look through my profile and see my post for that day, rather than just like looking at it and being like, meh, don't really want to follow, and then just like get rid of it. So I really like following at night. I think it's really effective. And then I just message all day long. I will do follow-ups pretty often. I think I like to save my follow-ups for the weekend, just so that, like, I feel like most people will see like a quick text message and they'll be like, who the heck is that? And then they'll answer it. But follow-ups on the weekends, Monday through Friday, I'm messaging at least 100 to 200 people a day, because my philosophy is the more people that you follow, the more answers you're going to get. So why not just like message 3 people a day? You know what I mean? Like, there's really no limit as long as you space them out properly, and even maybe change up your message a little bit. Instagram won't flag you. And if you have multiple accounts, that's really good to just message like 500 people a day. Like, if you have a shortcut on your phone, it's super easy to do it super fast. But yeah, my non-negotiable right now, like my big one, is every morning posting me making my coffee. Like, even just if it's a boomerang, if it's just me holding my camera and like trying to find the scoop. Like, it's so funny. It's really hard to do. I don't know if you guys have tried it, but like looking through your lens and trying to grab your green scoop and then trying to find your blender is really difficult. It's hard. But once you get it down, it's really great. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. And it's been working really well. Like, I've seen good feedback from it.
I love that so much. And so, oh, sorry, hold on one second. Give me like 1 second. I'm back. My dogs were barking at each other through the window from inside and outside. Decided to put her away. Okay. So one thing that I didn't mention before, and again, you like mentioned, you just popped it in my mind. Interaction, guys. Like, you got to be interacting with people and not with the same people. Like, you need to try to be as inconsistent. This is like the one thing you should be inconsistent with, and that's like meeting like different people, right? So the more people you interact with, the more people are going to see your posts. That's basically how the algorithm works. 101, right? So good. I challenge each and every one of you to choose 2 products to post about every single day on your story with you using them. Again, you should be using the products anyways, but guys, how many times do you, when you go and Google something and then like this magic happens where it's posting on your feed on Instagram and Facebook now, and then you see it again, you see it again, you see it again, and it either takes 30 minutes for you to see it once, or it takes you 30 days or months, but when you see it over time, you end up getting it, right? Like, it's just how it is. But how powerful is it when you're following someone that is like real and not an advertisement, using that product every single day? You don't even have to say anything. Like, you don't even have to say like, I'm giving samples, even though that's great. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can just merely show that you're using this product every single day. I guarantee that someone, if not everyone, is going to be like, why is this girl so obsessed with this freaking keto coffee? Like, what is keto? I don't know what it is, but obviously it's amazing, right? Like, we all know that that's how it works. So I challenge each and every one of you to pick 2 products, use it and post about them every single day. Guys, you should have an issue that I have, and I love so many products. I use so many during the day that I can't keep up with posting about them all, because like, people are going to get confused, right? So pick 2 products and embrace them. Do what you got to do. Okay. What else? Okay. I don't know if you guys have noticed, hopefully you're all taking notes, but there's consistency among what each and every one of them said. Posting every day on your story. At least minimally, I think you should be every other day on your page. They're messaging people, following up. That's it. Like, that's it. What we do is simple, right? So you master those things, no matter how freaking long it takes you, you're gonna see results, right? Okay. I know it's past 10 o'clock, but we can make this really quick because I really want to ask this question. Bree, okay, you can either combine them or pick either or, but what is your biggest aha moment, and or like, what is your best advice for anyone who's new, just really trying to like jumpstart their business? And I expect all of your answers to be different, so don't think like it has to be a certain thing, right? So I know it might be a hard question too.
You said I can pick one, or do both?
Yeah, you could do whatever you want.
I think my biggest aha moment was definitely in July. I was just talking to Emily about this yesterday. I actually got 10 fast starts, so I enrolled 10 distributors, and I was still like, I just got to Ruby. Like, I'm making Emerald money as a Ruby just by fast starts, and so I'm like, holy crap, like, you know what I mean? Like, I can actually make way more money with this business, and I don't have to rank up to do that. So I wasn't disappointed that I wasn't like at the top of the company, at the top rank, but I'm still making an extra $1,000 just with bonuses. And so I think that like made me like super excited and crazy about it. And yeah.
Heck freaking yes, that's $1,000.
Right. I was just, yeah, it was crazy. I was super excited that month. And I think that made me start like realizing like, all right, I need to get my head out of my ass, like, and just start working and do this. And ever since then, I've been super excited, working every day, and it's awesome.
Yeah. I forgot what I was to say. I wanted to say like 3 things, and I thought all at once. It's not even the fact that like you don't need to rank up in order to make money or make good money, but it's the fact that it all works together. So you should be yes, have your goal. If your goal is diamond, for example, but you're like, that intimidates me a little bit, like that is totally fine. Have a diamond chart out, look at it every single day, let it inspire you, write your goals on it, but you should be focusing on smaller things, right? So you should be condensing it a little bit. So focus on fast starts. Write a fast start goal down every single month. How much do you want to make? Let's say it's $100 a week for fast start. So $400 you want to make in fast starts, and then make it a goal to make $500 or $600 the following month. Regardless, guess what? That's going to help you that's going to help you promote, right? So you don't have to put all your energy and focus into promoting. Just put your energy and focus into producing loyal customers, producing distributors, and teaching your girls to do the same exact thing. We get paid to enroll distributors, we get paid to enroll customers. You'll figure out your promotion when God is ready to tell you that you're ready. Like, it'll just freaking happen, right? So I love that. Thank you so much, Marlene. Hi. Okay, same thing for you.
So for me, my aha moment was when I went diamond, just because prior to that, like, I was making like Ruby or exclusive commission, and the month that I went diamond was the month that I just kind of flipped that switch and was like, okay, like, I don't care what anyone thinks, what my family thinks, because my family was never really supportive of me doing this, just because they're like kind of anti this. But like, I like that month I decided like, okay, like, enough is enough. Like, I joined for a reason. Like, I have to take advantage of this. And I kind of just like didn't care what anyone thought. Like, I just started posting every single day. And for me, like, when I went diamond that month, like, for my aha moment was like how far I could have been now if I would have just like never cared what anyone thought and just like been proud of like doing what I do. And another one for me was also like, because I watched a video with like Gary Vee, and he talked about like that what you genuinely want to help people, and when you're not like trying to sell to them, like, your business is gonna do a lot better. And so for me, like, I noticed that when I genuinely was messaging people, like, in my head I wasn't like, okay, like, I need them to buy something so that I can promote or so that I can make this certain amount of commission. I was like, I genuinely want to help this girl because I know what it feels like to not be happy with your body, or to feel not confident, or to like not have the best skin. And so like, I genuinely want to help people like love their skin, love their body, feel confident, inspire them, like, to either join or to just get products. So for me, that was another aha moment, was just like to not be selfish and like genuinely want to help people. Because I mean, at the end of the day, that's why I love this business, because I get to help people, whether it's like giving them this extra income and this opportunity, or to like, make them feel comfortable in their own skin and giving them the confidence to, do whatever they want to do with their life. But those were definitely my two aha moments.
So good. This is so good. Okay. But I so agree with it. And I tell like, I don't even anyone ever, I don't want to hear like, oh, I need 5 distributors to chart myself. Like, guys, your energy, your mindset, what you're speaking, like, yes, I get it, you need 5 distributors. Yes, but you need to help change 5 people's lives. Like, you don't need 5 distributors. You need to change 5 people's lives. Like, it's a simple switch in your brain. Write it down. I have literally sticky notes everywhere. It's pretty bad. Like, write it down. Like, how many lives are you going to change this month? Not how many distributors are you going to get. It's not about getting distributors. It's about changing people's freaking lives, right? That's all why we're here, doing big things. That's so good. So freaking good. I love that. That was like, okay. I can talk forever, but great. I want to move on. Maddie?
Yes.
Okay. You take the mic.
Okay. So my aha moment was when I realized that manifestation like actually worked. So I used to be a pretty negative person before I started this business. Like I just like was always like, like this sucks, like my life just kind of sucks, like this is always going to be this way, until I started, like I joined my team and everyone was so positive. And then I realized that like they were successful because they were positive. So I started like speaking things out, and guys, it changed like everything for me. Like it literally blew my mind when I would say like I'm good at enrolling distributors. Like I have on my phone, like my background is all of my like manifestations and my like all the things that I want to be as a person, like speaking it out into existence, saying that I'm a mass enroller, like I am a diamond, I am a double diamond, like I can make a 6-figure income. Like those things like in the past month I've enrolled more distributors than I have in the past 5 months, because I used to think that I was bad at like enrolling distributors. I feel like I'm a pretty good LC enroller. Like I got that down. I can enroll like 5 LCs in a day if I need to, but distributors for me was really hard. And it was only because I told everyone and told myself that I was bad at it. Like I would literally speak it out, and I would always lose my connections on my distributors or my potential distributors, because I just didn't have the faith in myself. And ever since I started speaking it out and like telling myself how amazing I am, and like be like that person who's just like, I'm amazing. Like I can do anything. Like y'all can't stop me. Like be obnoxious about it, because that's how you're going to get where you're going. And that's literally what changed my entire business, was just being confident in myself, manifesting things, saying that things are going to happen, and rolling with that. Because when you're negative, like you're not going to get anywhere. And that's when I saw my business plummeting. Like I slowly saw my volume dropping, my distributors dropping off, like everything was going downhill, because I was just this negative person sitting over here like, well, screw all this. But now everything's going uphill. So
I love that. And guys, I was one of the most negative people ever when I first started. The first like 5, 6, 7 months of my business, I was so negative. I complained about everything. Like I would complain about my paychecks even though they were going up every single month. Like I had an issue, right? But I learned very quickly, just like you said, that when I was talking that way and thinking that way, then my paychecks started going down, right? And then I started getting confused. But it's just this simple. You cannot possibly say something negative and feel freaking good about it. You can't. You can't be like, oh, I look fat today. Like you don't feel great after thinking that or saying that, right? So why are you saying like I'm not rolling distributors? You know, like that doesn't make you feel any better, right? And, you know, for me, what I do, guys, something so simple. If you don't even know where to start with this, every single morning when you wake up, do not go on social media and scroll through social media. That is the worst thing you could possibly do when you first wake up. Wake up, Google, I am affirmations for success, for example, and just listen to them. I do this stuff all the time. I like wrote in different color markers my like I ams that he was saying, and just writing it down, like starting your day like that, and just like having it flow through your body, right? Or you can just YouTube morning motivation, start your day off right. But I guess to end it with that is a quote that's so simple. Like you can think you can, or you can think you can't. Either way, you're right. That's it. Okay, we went way over, but this was freaking awesome. Thank you guys for getting on. You all did so amazing. You had such good tips. I learned a lot. I'm so excited for everyone. I can't wait to see you guys at conference. And I hope you all have a good night. See you next Tuesday. Bye.